Don't do it, Chris.
Well,
Don't.
Oh, see, too late. Now it's live.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Yard Show. You're on the Walking Pickers channel, and if you don't know where you are, I'm glad you're here. We have with us a second visit from Rebecca Fox.
Hi.
Woo.
She was here 4 months ago covering yard sales at the end of the season, so I figured this time we'll bring her on at the beginning of the season.
Yay, I'm opening.
And with us, we also have, of course, Mr. Cool Toes, and helping Cool Toes with the comments tonight is Mr. Golden Finger Picker Chad.
I'm here
What's
to
up?
protect and serve.
Uh-oh.
So, Sean, would you do your introduction? We'll do Rebecca next.
Oh.
You know what, dude? Ladies first, so go ahead, Rebecca.
I just got excited when he said you guys were going to do me next.
Damn.
Sorry. They're one of those kinds of days.
Not that kind of show.
I'm Rebecca Fox. I'm from New Orleans. I founded Storage Heroes, which we buy storage units. We also do estates and consolidation, garage cleaning, that sort of thing. I've been an auction buyer now for my whole life, but for 5 or 6 years full-time. I act part-time, and I have a YouTube and Craigslist and eBay and all that good stuff, which we'll get to later, and I'm an expert on yard sales, which is why I'm here.
Well, glad to have you back again. Go ahead, Sean.
Yes, indeed. Welcome back. Yep, you know me, Cool Toads. I have a channel here, do Toadcast on Friday nights, 5 o'clock Pacific, 8 o'clock Eastern. And I'm going to have a special St. Patrick's Day hangout. It's definitely been drinking and not safe for work. It's a bar scene, so don't bring your kids. It's going to be right after the green room. So, yep. And I also have a Facebook page, Cool Toads Pad. So if you want to check that out too. Cool.
And Mr. Golden Finger.
Hi, I'm Chad, the Golden Finger Picker. I have a YouTube channel, Golden Finger Picker, and we also have a Facebook group called the Reseller Society. If you haven't checked them out, please check them out. And I'm just happy to be here to help Sean and Chris. And if you have any questions in the chat,
Hi, Kim.
would you mind putting a capitalized question in front of it so we'll know that it's a question? This is my first time doing this, so I'm going to try to do it good. Oh, we got a question. What's up? From Daryl Van Kirk.
Oh, hey, what's up?
So continue.
Oh. Well, you know it. Let's try what's up there, Daryl. So, what I want to start out with is, last time we were here, you were talking about going and setting up yard sales. This time I was going to try covering more of going to the yard sales.
Okay.
You also wanted to cover some more of what's happened with you since you've been here 4 months ago. So if you want to go into that detail right now, about your part-time acting career, please let everybody know what you've been up to.
Yeah, we could briefly go into that. I took kind of a 4-month hiatus on selling. I've still been buying, of course, because we can't stop. I know Golden Finger Picker knows we can't stop. But I took a little hiatus on selling because I was working on a TV show called The Astronaut Wives Club for ABC, which will air sometime in late spring, early summer. It's a it's a 10-part miniseries on the original Mercury 7 astronauts, and it focuses on the tale from their wives' perspective. So as a picker, it was super fascinating because I learned all of these things about NASA and the Mercury 7 astronauts and the Gemini and Apollo astronauts. And the entire show is set from 1961 to 1972. So, kind of learning how the people involved with the TV show buy their props, buy their set decoration, Do they rent the things? Do they buy the things? Where do they get them from? Do they, what kind of prices are fair to pay? Do they need 3 and 4 of certain things? That was really helpful to have from a picker perspective to kind of know where Hollywood is getting these, period, specific items. So that definitely opened a lot of new thinking with me, and I'm definitely been buying a lot of 1960s and 1970s types of memorabilia because I feel like that's going to be huge when this show hits.
Well, there's a tip for you pickers out there.
Mm-hmm.
And I did catch your appearance on the Auction Hunters, and I told everybody this, and I even told you this on Facebook, that I somehow recognized you from behind without even seeing your face.
That's not good. Do I have a recognizable butt? Is that what you're trying to say?
No, I recognized your hair. Or something. I just said, that's gotta be her. And then when they were going through the showing everybody, they showed one girl, and then they showed your face, and then you were gone.
Yeah,
Production, and I'm like, nope, I knew that was her because I recognized the dress from the top part when they showed your face.
Yeah, without going too much into that, because I signed a non-disclosure, obviously, I will tell you that I was one people that were called in specifically. Like, some people were there because they were in the film industry. Some people were there because they're in the auction industry. I was specifically called in and invited to go do the show, and so that was a really big deal for me because most people were kind of just, it was advertised and people showed up. So the fact that they physically phone called me in was quite an honor, and it was really interesting because Alan and I haven't gotten along for a really long time, and so we kind of were able to make up and I had a really great experience on the show. It was wonderful to be on the show, and I take back everything I ever said about him bad, and it was a really good experience, and I'm glad you were able to tell that it was me.
Well, I'm glad to see it. Well, before I get into my questions, I see we already have a question from Number. He says he's not an early riser, especially on weekends. Do you find things after, say, 11 a.m., or do you have to be one of the first at the yard sale?
There's no way, that's a good question, there's no way you'll ever find anything good after 11 a.m. unless you are willing to look at the boxes that no one else looked. If you see a box where it looks like it was under a table and covered and no one really wanted to dig in there, then maybe you'll find some nice things. But people aren't stupid. If you were having a garage sale and you had a really nice item, would you put it in a box underneath a lot of crap, or would you put it front and center on your table closest to the street? You probably do the latter. And so people who are having garage sales and trying to make money know this. And so, you really have to get there early to cut the other people off. Now, what I will say is in New Orleans, it's ridiculous. If the sale is advertised at 8 a.m., people will show up at 5. I'm not getting up.
Holy cow.
Yeah,
5.
insane. I will not wake up before the sun is out to get to a garage sale just to fight with a bunch of other pickers. It's not happening. What I find to be a smarter approach is if I'm a professional and I'm smarter than the average bear, and this is what I do for a living, and I know that money talks, what I'm going to do is I'm going to find all of those ads on Craigslist, and even before they have their sale, I'm going to send them a message that says, "Hi, my name is Rebecca Fox, I'm with Storage Heroes. Can I come look at what you have? Can I make you an offer on certain collections right now? Can I make you an offer on the entire lot so you don't even have to have a garage sale? Can I offer to pick up things that you already know you'll have left over at the end?" I'll try to make like a package deal with them. They'll respond to that. Whether you want to buy out everything they have, or you just want the albums, or you just want the lamps, whatever it is that you want, if you post to them that you're a serious buyer and that you're a collector and that you want to come see what they have, 9 times out of 10 people will let you come in a day early. And then you can go at 6 o'clock in the evening. You can bring your truck. You can take your time. You are not fighting with all these people who are trying to look at it at the same time you are. So that's definitely a really smart approach and something I do always.
Heck yeah. How often does that work out really well for you? Does that happen a lot where they let you come and do that, or?
9 times out of 10, I mean, people don't like to have garage sales. People don't have fun.
That frees up their weekend too, so yeah.
I mean, one, they know it's less that they have to put outside. It's less tables they have to set up. It's less time they have to spend out in the hot sun. It's better for them, to just be quick and easy about it. And if you have the cash where you can say, look, I'll give you $1,000 for everything you have. Just let me load everything you have in my truck, or $100 for everything. A lot of times people will just do that and not even have the stupid garage sale. So depending on what you want is how to approach what you offer, and but they never tell you no. Who's going to turn down money?
Yeah, true. I can think of my last couple sales. I would have been the same way. I'm like, here, take it.
And even as a seller, if I'm having a garage sale, I'll always put, wholesalers, feel free to contact me before the sale, because not only does that help me get rid of half of my inventory before I even start, so I can display everything else, more nicely, but it also makes people feel like they have to spend more because, they're saying that they're a wholesaler when they show up early, so they kind of have to prove it when they can't just show up and spend $1. They have to
Yeah.
at least $20 or $40, and I'll call them on that. I'll be like, dude, you said you were a wholesaler. You said you buy, albums. You're gonna spend $1 now? Like,
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, prove what you said. You got a private appointment, pay it. And that works from both sides to have those advanced appointments.
Cool.
Okay, and my first question before we do any of the shout-outs, last time you were here, you said that we covered the area of started talking about going to yard sales, and you said that you liked going to messy yard sales over the clean ones. Can you go into more detail about that?
It's just kind of like storage units too. If I have the option to advance buy and make that appointment to go in early, then I want the clean stuff. I want the nice stuff. I want the well-kept stuff. If I'm fighting with a bunch of other people, I kind of like messy, because for me as a professional, I know where to look. I know where people are gonna. It's kind of a psychological thing. I know what tables people are gonna put their good stuff on. They're gonna keep it kind of close to them, kind of close to the register, well displayed. So it works out to my advantage. It's kind of like Supermarket Sweep. Y'all remember that show, Supermarket Sweep?
Yeah.
Right? The people who knew to run for the Butterball turkeys first and the baby formula, the people that win, right?
Exactly. Yep.
We are those people in that business. So it works out to our advantage to have, the Butterball turkeys in a secret area that only we know where they are, because we'll find the better stuff. So
Yep.
messy all the way.
Exactly.
Okay, let's see. There's a question for Chad. Actually, going to be two of them, I get. Somebody asked Chad how excited his excitement level was for having
I'm sorry, guys. I just got this new clock. I mean, it's an old clock. It's a Frontier. This is the faceplate. And what I've got it sitting right here. It's got some Japanese time. It's an international. And I'm sitting here watching it, making sure it doesn't stop. And it's been stopping on me. I just don't think it's straight. So I apologize if I'm watching the chat, but it looks like I'm bored. I'm not bored. I'm listening to everything. But I'm just keep looking to make sure it's not going to stop on me. So I apologize if I look bored. I am not bored.
You looked intent. You looked like...
Go ahead, Rebecca, before I finish.
Sorry, he looked concentrating, like intently mesmerized. I didn't realize it wasn't on me, but a clock. But whatever, I'll take it.
Yeah. I know the nerve, Jack. Come on.
I do want to let the viewers know that Rebecca has agreed to stay for only an hour today due to where she's at. So after she leaves, we will try to cover more of the topic of your questions if we can answer them, and she has agreed to come back yet again in the future. So
awesome.
Yeah, in regards to the acting for it, I jokingly told my wife one night, I said, too bad YouTube did not count as for a SAG card. Everybody that has YouTube channels.
I wish I would be here every week if that was the case.
It might one day. You never know. There's a lot more people getting a little more famous, kind of. I saw an ad the other day, and it had 2 people from YouTube. On the bottom is like YouTube beauty consultants or something like that.
Oh.
So you never know. One day it might turn into something.
Believe it or not, you can. The way that a lot of people are getting into SAG-AFTRA now is through a Taft-Hartley. You can actually have a web series that is a SAG-approved web series, act in that web series, and then Taft-Hartley yourself into SAG-AFTRA. So a lot of people out there are trying to write their own web series now so that they can apply for SAG and then cast themselves. It's ridiculous. But,
Holy
so
moly.
yeah, I don't. YouTube web series might not be that far off.
Yeah.
Hey, Sean, why don't you do some shout outs? Cause I know there's a lot of people that were
Alright.
commenting before we started.
Cool. Yeah, I have. Uh-oh. Yeah, as usual. Hold on. Come on. Alright, we got Alabama Pickers. Dusty, what's up? Dana Bostic, the Ninja Pickers in the house. You've Resale Ronan, what's up, Paul? Tinker's Row Relics, or Tink as some of us call him. That's Eric. The Collector's Catacomb show on Thursdays. And Paul does the morning show Monday, Wednesday, Friday, sometimes the other days too. Joseph Hare, how's it going, man? Come on. I need a new computer. Country Girl, how's it going? Welcome. Wade. Yeah, there we go. Wade Harad. Hey, man, come on. Number. Welcome. Yeah, this thing is going too slow. Dino Dump. Dino Dump. What's up? He's going to be the guest next week.
Yes, you
Right.
will.
Yep. I had to look up my calendar thing. Adam Biohazard Picker. Daryl Van Kirk. Caesar's Palace. Some chick named Rebecca Fox. California Picker. Swamp Picker. Holland, what's up, man? Holland Hobbies is in the house as well. Picker Paul. Jay Zepp, long time no see, man. I think that might be about it. There's a lot more people watching. Oh, yeah, Maureen is in there. 101 Wolf is in there. Katie Patton says hi. Blue Skies Bits and Bobbles. Maureen, the free pile picker, sorry.
Katie Patton's our #1 fan, by the way. She's everybody's #1 fan. She wants to develop a reputation for being the #1 fan of everybody.
I like it.
I see a question here from Tinker's Row Relics. He asks, how do you handle the logistics of buying a whole garage sale?
Good question. Well, first of all, don't do it if you don't have the space or the truck, because we all know you look like an idiot if you're like, oh, I want to buy your whole garage sale, and you show up in a Toyota Prius. Don't do that. But yeah, it's a really good way to do it. What you have to be able to do is you have to know what the value of everything is. If you're not somebody who can either figure out really fast what the value of something is, or you don't know it offhand, or you're not willing to invest in something like WorthPoint, which is so invaluable to have, then I don't know if I'd mess with it. But basically what you're trying to do is you're trying to think of a value in your head of what it's worth, undercut that value so you can make your profit, but make it appealable enough to the person to where they're not going to want to have their yard sale. So in other words, let's say you valued it at $1,000. Maybe you offer them $300. Maybe they say, oh, 300 isn't enough. I really still want to have my garage sale. Maybe you offer them $5. It's just kind of about meeting that happy medium about what's going to make them not want to have their sale versus what's going to have you walk away with that stuff. Sometimes for garage sales, I'll only buy certain collections. I'll say, hey, you know, I just want the records and the games and the toys and the vintage whatever. Sometimes I'll say I'll buy everything. Depends on what they have. You know, I don't try to buy junk unless that's the only way they'll let it go, is if I buy everything, you know. Sometimes I'll come after. You know, you can always go back after. You can always say, look, hey, I just want these 3 collections. I'll pay this amount for them. I'll come back after your sale and make you another offer. And that's when you show up at 2 o'clock on Saturday when they're tired, they're sweating, they hate anything having to do with garage sale. They just want to get the F out of there, and they're like just take it. You know, sometimes they say, give me $50, give me $20, just take everything. And that saves them a trip to the dump. That saves them a trip to the trash pile. So, you know, I recently went to a garage sale, like maybe 8 weeks ago, 6 weeks ago, and I said, how much do you want me to offer? My mom's a teacher, and these people had manipulatives, which if you guys don't know what math manipulatives are that teachers use, it's like the fake money and a Judy clock. A Judy clock is a special clock where when you move, it's like a fake toy child clock, but when you move the minute and the hour hands, it moves the hour and the minute hand with it. So it teaches children that when the 60 goes all the way around, the next one moves one. And when the 60 goes all the way around, the next one moves one. And those things are like $5 and $10 a piece. The little blocks to teach children how to count are like $10, $15, $20 a piece. So these people had close to $1,000 worth of math manipulatives. I said, look, what do you need me to pay for you to take whatever's, you know, you've got? My mom's a teacher. We'll use the stuff. We'll make sure it goes to a happy place. Just take it. Just take it for free. Just take it. That was $1,000. I think I sold it for $650 something pure profit. All I had to do was show up and ask if I could take the rest of their stuff. It never hurts to ask, for sure.
Okay. See, there's another question here. What vehicles do you have for buying whole garage sales? I'm assuming that's from Chad since he didn't put the person's name.
Oh, it's from Tinker's Real Relics. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I have the worst car for picking in the whole world. I have a Subaru Legacy. It's awful. But what I do, I love Subaru. I worked for Subaru for many years. It's a great car. Saved my life a million times.
Oh, no, I'm not laughing at the car. I was just thinking,
Bad.
you're saying don't show up in a Prius, and you're like, I have the worst car ever.
It's awful. It's so bad. Like, I will never take my car to garage sale because I know how bad it is. The door opens like almost like a suicide door where you can't get anything. The door doesn't clear open all the way, so you can't get anything in. Even though the back seat's this big, the door opening's only this big, so you can't get anything in there. But what I do have is my Storage Heroes friend Brian Monk. We have a huge, like 15-passenger pickup cargo van that the seats have been taken out, so it's all just cargo. My dad has a huge F-350 dually truck, so I have that as well. And then my grandma has an SUV. So I kind of pick what, if I have something really long, I'll take the truck. If it's bad weather, I'll take the van. If it's one little piece, I'll take the SUV. So it kind of just depends on what I need to bring. Sometimes I'll bring all three vehicles, depending on how much stuff it is. But the moral of the story is you don't have to own a U-Haul truck, but you have to know somebody that can get one. And you have to be able to call that person and say, hey, can I use your truck within the hour? If you can't get your hands on that vehicle within an hour, don't even count it in your arsenal.
Yeah. Well, you can rent them too for $19.95 a day if it's that good of a deal.
Absolutely.
Okay. When you go to a yard sale, is there anything special in your kit that you can bring to every yard sale, like a loop or something like that, for jewelry and stuff like that?
I do. I always bring my gold and silver kits. I'll bring a magnet. To me, not everybody's going to want you to chemical test their stuff. Not everybody's going to want to sit there and do it at that point in time. For me, I've gotten so good at knowing gold and silver that I don't even have to really test it. I don't even have to do anything because I can look and I can hear. And I know exactly what carat it is and exactly how much it is, and that's just fact. But that comes with years and years of practice. To me, a magnet is the most powerful tool. It's something a lot of people don't think about, but real gold will never magnetize. If your necklace is stuck to your magnet, drop it and run the other direction. It is not real. So that's something so easy that you can just grab, when you're going out the door. I bring a loop sometimes. I do usually keep a loop, a magnet, and at least, a little bitty gold tester kit with me. I also always bring my cell phone. I always bring my cell phone. I can't even tell you guys the importance of having, I use WorthPoint. I swear by WorthPoint. I used to get paid to endorse WorthPoint. I don't get paid to endorse WorthPoint anymore. It is amazing. It's $50, I think, for a year. It's worth every penny. It saved me that time and time and time and time again. And if you don't know what WorthPoint is, it's an app that you can download. I don't think Android has the actual app yet. iPhone for sure does, but you can also just go on there, worthpoint.com, and use it, like in Safari, like in your browser. But what you do is you look for something, and if you're keyword specific enough, you'll pull up items. You'll see the picture of the item. You'll see what items have sold, whether they sold on eBay, whether they sold on private auction, for exactly how much they sold for, and it actually adjusts it to inflation. So, a lot of people, you guys I'm sure know this, a lot of people will find a Beanie Baby, let's say, because that's the most common one I hear about all the time. Oh, I have this Beanie Baby. It's rare. Beanie Babies are so rare. You get so much money for Beanie Babies. I hear about it. Da, da, da. And they look on eBay, and they see some jackass selling it for $20,000 on eBay. And they're like, oh, my God, I've hit the jackpot. This thing's worth $20,000. Let me pay $20 for it right now and get out of here. And then they get home and they list it on eBay for 99 cents, and they don't get anything. So, WorthPoint's not showing what the item is actually listed for. It's showing what the item actually sold for, cash exchanged, cans. This is the condition it was in. This is what people used as a description. Their Beanie Baby didn't have a tag. Their Beanie Baby, had dirt on it, and this is how much it's for. And that's many thousands of dollars. I mean, I WorthPointed a painting one time. You guys probably have heard this story before, but I was at a garage sale. There were 2 paintings by an artist named Blake Boyd, and I knew Blake Boyd, and I knew his name, and I knew it was worth something, but I didn't quite know how much. And I WorthPointed it right then and there, and I knew that painting was worth probably $2,000-$3,000. Bought them both, went home, sold both paintings for $1,700. That's amazing. And I wouldn't have been able to know quite what my markup was going to be. I mean, I would have been willing to pay probably $400 or $500 for that painting right then. I didn't have to. I paid $10, but I knew what my markup was going to be because I had that app. And so that's super, super powerful thing to have. I never go anywhere without my cell phone.
And have you ever brought, say, a Q-tip to test fake oil or something like that?
I don't really go that into it. I mean, there used to be times where my garage sale kit was like my storage unit kit. And by that I mean I had, alcohol, rubbing alcohol. I had, fingernail polish remover. I had wipes. I had baby wipes. I had cleansers. I had silver polish. I had orange oil. I had all this shit that I didn't need. You don't need all that stuff when you're trying to buy something. You need that stuff when you're trying to sell something. You need to be able to know how much exactly it's worth and how much exactly you can get for it. But once you get really good at what you do and once you know what you're doing, you can feel comfortable about buying without that stuff. You really, it's kind of a lot of intuition, kind of a lot gut, kind of a lot, you've sold that item before. And I tell my friends this and they get mad at me. If you haven't sold that item before, don't really mess with it unless it's under $5. If you are willing to spend $50 on something you have absolutely no idea what it is, you probably shouldn't be in this business because you're probably going to lose your money. Texas Instruments, this is one of my best tips I can ever give you. Texas Instruments calculators will always bring money. Always. Doesn't matter if they work or not. Doesn't matter. I've sold them for $500, sold them for $100, sold them for $99, sold them for $60, I've sold them for $45. I buy them for $1, $2, $5 max. So that's something that I go to a garage sale and I see a Texas Instruments calculator, I snatch it up. But that's something that I know now because I've sold them before. So the more things you sell and the more you get comfortable with that specific thing, the better off you are. That's why some people specialize. Some people will only buy records, or they'll only buy calculators, or they'll only buy electronics, or they'll only buy because there's nothing wrong with that. If you want to take something that's under $10 and just kind of take a shot on it, that's a great way to establish your next category. If right now you're only buying records and you're looking to try to find something else to buy, and you can buy a stuffed animal, or you could buy, maybe that's your next category. And if you want to, start cheap and work your way up in that category, that's fine. But master what you're passionate about. Master the category that you really, really, really like, and then that way that you can always feel comfortable to buy those items without your help from your, tester kits Q-tips and phones because you know you're a master of that category.
I see there we have 2 more questions. One's from another one from Tinker's Row. He said, "Where do you store all this stuff that you buy?"
I have my house, which is looking more like quarters every single day. I have access to a 12,000 square foot warehouse, so that's a really good one. I also have access to, my father has a business that I've been able to keep stuff at in the past. So I have a few different places. The warehouse rent is not expensive. If this is something that you're going to do full-time professionally, I would highly recommend finding a place that is commercially zoned, if possible. If it's not commercially zoned, it's going to be a whole lot cheaper for you. But if it is commercially zoned, the benefit is that you can have your clients come in for appointments to sell them, or you can even have your yard sales at that location. And a lot of times you can have yard sales at that location every Saturday and Sunday without permits because it's a commercially zoned place. So definitely that's a great place to have. The least stuff you can put in your home as possible, the better. If you have a garage or if you have one room where you want to keep stuff, that's great. Just make sure it's kind of contained to a certain area. I'm actually redoing my house so that I'll have one room that stores items that are very valuable that I don't feel comfortable leaving anywhere else, and I'll have one room that has like a eBay storage center where I can quickly, I have this custom built table that was built for me where I can quickly pull out wrapping paper, I can quickly pull out bubble wrap, I can quickly, grab boxes off of shelves, and I have like huge tape guns that are built into this table. So for me, that's what worked because I'd rather do it out of my house. Just don't go really super crazy if you're gonna do it, because it will, from experience, take over your home and kill relationships and kill roommate relationships, and it just make your house a total like bad disaster area. So just really be careful with that.
The second question that we had from Mr. M. Dino Dump: do you advise keeping boxes or bins in your car to put all your buys in?
Absolutely. I actually have a couple of boxes and bins in my car right now. And let me tell you what they are. I keep 3 boxes and bins in my car at all times. One of them is spare shipping supplies, because there is nothing like being without a padded mailer and having to run your ass into the UPS store and spend $10 on something that you should have had for 35 cents. One. So I always keep padded mailers, tape, stuff like that. The second bin is items that I've just purchased. So this is for, if I'm riding around or I see something in a trash pile or I buy something that week, I can put it in there so I know where my new stuff is that needs to come into my warehouse or my house and be organized. And then I have a third bin, which is for items that are currently photographed but not listed, or currently unlisted and not yet photographed. And those are the items that if I'm somewhere and I'm, if I'm at the bank or if I'm waiting for an appointment and I have a lot of free time, a lot of times I'm on film sets. Film sets, you have 12 hours where you're not doing anything sometimes and you're bored out of your mind. I'll go grab that bin and I'll bring it inside and I'll start photographing and I'll start listing those items. And if I keep those with me, then if I'm listing it really quick and I'm like, oh crap, I forgot what size that shirt was, or I forgot what brand that china was, or whatever, I can go run out and get it, accurately describe it, put it back in that bin.
That's awesome.
John, anybody new popping in the comments?
Nope.
Okay. Well, I see we're at 40 viewers right now, so I thank all 40 for showing up.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
Going back to a little bit of the tools that you would have in your kit, what about having batteries for toys that you might want to test, or handheld games and stuff like that?
I probably am bad for saying this, but I don't really. I should, I guess. I just don't. I feel like not knowing if something works is a disadvantage to you at knowing its value, but it's also a disadvantage to your seller at knowing what to price it at. I would rather them also not know that it works and offer me a lower price than to prove right in front of them that it does work and have them jack up that price. Honestly, I mean, if it's an item that's worth $200 and I'm trying to buy it for $50, yeah, I want to make sure it works. If it's an item that's worth maybe $25 to $50 and I'm trying to buy it for $1, no, I'm not going to test it, because then they're going to try to charge me $10 when it works. And I'd rather just pay $1 and take my gamble chances than cost myself $9. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all kind of about what's it going to do for you to test it.
Okay, I see we have another question from Tinkers. What is the most you paid for a garage sale buyout? Also, have you ever bought in an estate?
Yes, I have bought garage sales out probably 5 to 7 times. I have bought estates over 40. I'm a fan of estates for a number of reasons. Number one, you get it from the get-go. It's not cherry-picked by the time you get there. Number two, if you catch the person right at the get-go, you also can make some deals on their Tiffany and their gold and silver and their, stamp collection and stuff that might not necessarily make it to the garage sale. You also have the comfort of selling the things out of their home. Most of the times with an estate, someone has passed. They're in a hurry to get the things out of the home, but you at least have a couple of weeks or a couple of months. And you can have the sales right out of that home, to be able not only to sell that stuff, but maybe some other stuff you have on hand that you can also bring to that estate and sell at that same estate sale. It's pleasant. You can do a sale inside. You can, kind of take your time kind of organizing it and listing it, and it's very comfortable a lot of time to be in a home to be able to do these. Now, I've had estates that are not comfortable to be in, and when I say that, I mean either the person committed suicide or it was a hoarder who didn't dust in a year, 20 years, 30 years. I was telling my friend yesterday, I've had people who had dead cats and dogs in their home that didn't even know where they went. They're like, oh, there's Fluffy. I've been missing her for 8 years. Oh, there she is, kind of thing. Those are a little different, though. Most times you get an estate, it's because someone passed away. This particular time it was a foreclosure because it was a hoarder. So you kind of have to vary it out. But I generally like estates more because you have more of an option for wealth. You have more of an option for expensive items, high-ticket items, where you never get that at a garage sale if you buy it out after the fact. You very rarely get it at a garage sale when you buy it out before the fact. This is one of my best tips I can ever give you as well. When you're selling in an estate and people come in your estate and they say, I want to pay, 10 cents for this. You say, no, that's $10. Well, why? This is a garage sale. And I say, no, this is an estate sale. Does anyone know what the difference between a garage sale and an estate sale is? A garage sale is when someone living doesn't want it. It is trash. They don't need it. They don't want it. They're going to part with it for any amount just to get it out of their house. An estate sale is someone has either had it taken away from them by the bank or government or died. They wanted that item. They put their heart and soul in that item. They don't want that item to be taken away from them. And so that's the huge difference. And so people need to know that estate sale items by default are 10 times more valuable than garage sale items.
Okay. Our Gutos asks, I'm sure he didn't verbally ask this, but how far is the furthest you've gone to buy out a yard sale or a similar sale?
I've gone about an hour-ish for estates, hour and a half, 2 hours for estates. When I was working with storage treasurers and kind of doing some things with storage wars, I used to fly to California to buy units. Back then, though, I didn't buy the units outright or buy the estates outright because I knew there was no way for me to transport all that stuff back to Louisiana. It would not have, whether I stayed in California for 3 weeks to process it or whether I flew it back with me or drove it back with me, it was not cost effective. So in California, when that happened, what I would do is I would split the unit with like Nabila Hannes or Redneck Picker or some of those kind of people would help take certain things and I would take certain things, and that's kind of how we did that whole arrangement. So I have bought from California quite a few times, just pieces here and there, never like whole buyouts, because it's not conducive to making profits. You're going to buy out close, buy out local.
Cool.
And we have a question from Swamp Picker. On a 2-day sale, when you go on the second day, seems like when you go on the second day, all the good stuff is gone.
Yeah, only if you're going to buy out. I mean, honestly, only if you're going to buy out. If you're going to try to get good stuff, go before it even starts or in the first hour. If you're going to try to pick up whatever's left over, go at the very end. Going in the middle is risky. I mean, you might find something that you love that nobody else really likes. Or if you collect, little chihuahuas with Mexican hats, maybe you'll find that because no one else does. Or troll dolls, maybe you'll find that because no one else does. But you're gambling there. I mean, why gamble with your money? You either want to set yourself up for extreme success or even more success. You don't want to set yourself up for failure.
And you have your own business cards to give people when you go in, and say you don't buy anything that you want right then and there, but you're willing to take everything after the fact if they don't sell out?
Absolutely, but you want to kind of hold your cards with that. You don't always want to give out your business card. If you're trying to buy out an estate or buy out a garage sale before it happens, then absolutely. Hi, I'm Rebecca Fox. I'm with Storage Heroes. I've been featured on A&E TV. I know what the hell I'm doing. Let me sell your stuff for you and make you more money. Absolutely. If you're trying to buy it out at the end, and you're trying to get this person to give you shit for free or give it to you for $10 or $50, why would showing them that you're a professional liquidator benefit you in any way? Because they're going to say, you're going to turn this into $2,000. No, give me $500. You have money. You have a corporation,
Exactly.
Okay, we have another question from Tinker's Rogues. How did you get paid from running a sale for the family?
If you go to my website, which is www.storage-heroes, that's HEROES.com. So it's like superheroes, but storage heroes. You will see my services and the list of the prices for my services. So we do a couple of different levels. We will do a full buyout where we'll buy everything out. We'll just take it and go, and we'll sell it on our own. We'll do where we'll sell it for you. We'll do where we'll sell a few things, collection, and we'll do where we just come in and appraise. So if I'm going to come in and appraise for you and tell you what to price your certain things for a garage sale and help you set up your garage sale, I'm going to charge you $50 an hour. If I'm going to handle your estate, which is what I'd prefer to do from start to finish, or your garage sale from start to finish, then we're going to split it 50-50, and that's my preferred way. If you want me to buy out your stuff, which everybody does, they just want you to give them cash and take their stuff and leave, that's a win-win for them. They're getting cash money. They don't have to sell anything. They don't have to do any work whatsoever. I'm going to pay them cash, but I'm going to pay them a very low percentage of cash. It's going to be 15 to 25% of what the stuff's worth. I'm not giving you 100% ever, and I'm not giving you 50% if you don't have to do any work. You're getting 50% and I'm getting 50% if we work through it together. And with my 50-50 splits, I really do all the work. But they're kind of having to wait for a better price. It's a fast nickel or a slow dime situation always.
And we have a question from Katie Patton. You get better deals as a woman.
Absolutely, I do. I so do. Sometimes you'll have an 80-year-old woman who looks really lonely, and in that case, if you have a hot male friend, you get him to ask her. It kind of just depends on who your audience is. But yeah, generally, if it's the men that are dealing with the business figures, I'm the one that makes the deal because they're either shocked by me or intimidated by me, and either one of those is good.
I rest my case. I rest my case. This is an ongoing argument with my wife, Kim, the Florida Picking Queen. She thinks, I don't know, but women get it done. I don't care what she says. She bats her eyes, I'm telling you. Yeah.
Women are better salespeople too. They have that.
There's
Oh,
nothing wrong with your, and I won't lie, but I'll definitely use things to my advantage. If I'm approaching a customer who has, whether I'm selling to them or buying, if I approach a customer who has a New Orleans Saints hat or Saints jersey on, oh my God, hey, I'm a fan too. Go Saints. Who that? Who's your favorite player? Oh, I met Drew Brees. He's so nice. Oh, who do if they're a Marine, hoorah. If they're, you want to kind of engage them because they'd rather do business with someone who they feel like they can relate to.
On a personal level, yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's any business. That's what any used car dealership, is going to do. Oh, hi, come on in, have a cup of coffee. How's your kids? That's what anybody is going to do. And so it's just smart business to, kind of make that connection with them. Now, if you don't have any connection, if you don't see, a wedding ring or a necklace or a team or something like that, sometimes you have to just kind of rely on sex and flirt, but generally, I'll flirt, but I'll try to establish a genuine connection because nobody's buying from me because I'm hot. People are buying from me because they know I'm a good person and they know I'm smart. They know that I won't screw them and they know that I'm going to get them the best deal. So those are the kind of things I try. I try to point out where I went to college, where I went to high school, what area of town my family's from. I try to point out all of those things first and what I have in common with them first. Then, flirting never helps.
Well, I always, the boys, that's one of the biggest things that they always make fun of me about. I mean, if I go up to a garage sale and they've got like a dog running around, that means that they love their animal. It's not tied up out back. And I'm like pulling my phone out, pulling up pictures of my dog. It's like, oh, look, and everybody makes fun of me for stuff like that. But it's that connection that you make. And I'm telling you, but people laugh. People laugh. Oh, he pulls his phone out, shows pictures of his dog. But I'm telling you.
That's brilliant. And look at what they're collecting. If they have, I keep using records as an example. That's one of the things that I love to buy. But if they have 5,000 records, they're obviously a record collector. This means they love records. They love music. If you start a conversation up with them about their Fats Domino and, their jazz collection, they're going to be way more inclined to sell that collection to you as opposed to someone who's going to cut it up and use it as wall art. A lot of times you just want someone to love your item. You just want to know that it's not going to go in the trash. And that's why a lot of times people are not necessarily selling for the money. They're selling to give it a better home. I have my other company where I refurbish items. I'll turn trunks into dog beds, or I'll turn old sewing machines into vanities for little girls or whatever. And so people know that their item is having a good home. That's really sometimes all they need. So kind of look at what they're selling. The pets is an amazing thing. If they have a pet item that you really want, point out your animal. Point out, that you are a collector of that. I love Tiffany glass. My grandmother collected Tiffany glass. She instilled that in me. I love Tiffany glass. If people know my story with my grandmother, they're more inclined to sell it to me at a more reasonable price. And honestly, I don't resell Tiffany. I keep it for myself. So I'm not misleading them when I say it's really special to me. I really want this item for my own personal collection. And usually when I give them that honesty, when I tell them how much that item means to me, then I get it for a purpose.
Okay.
Oh, and there's nothing wrong with, there's a couple people that we know, they're saying, hell yeah, I'll flat up lie. I'll tell them, oh, this would be awesome for my kid. That's just a part of the business, and, whatever it takes.
Honestly. This will be honest. This will be great for my kid. Is a whole different than, I don't know, than some other ones I can think of. That whole fib versus lie idea, I guess.
Yeah.
We all fib, but not all of us lie.
Well, we got about 10 more minutes with Rebecca because she asked, as I said, asked to be on for only about an hour. So I want to end, ask this last question before she said goodbye. The one strategy is to set aside money that you want to spend. Have you ever put aside extra money for something that you didn't expect to find? Like, say you went to one yard sale because you wanted to get your records, but you didn't expect to find that. Okay, since it was on a show, Tiki, yeah. So you have extra money for that type of thing.
My general rule of thumb is when I buy a unit or an estate or something from a garage sale and I sell it, I try to 50-50 it. So 50% of that money is going to go to me, to pay me, so I can live and eat and all these things, because let's face it, we all have bills. And the other 50% is going to go into my Storage Heroes account, where my eBay fees come out of, and my, expenses for the van and the warehouse are going to come out of, and where I'm going to buy out of. If I don't have money, that's the stuff I've made. I don't need to be buying anything. Now, I'm a gambler. I'm the girl who throws $100 chips straight down on one number on the roulette table, and I've done that my whole life. And I've won big and I've lost big, but that's just kind of how I am. If I see an item that I know is worth a lot of money and I know I can make the money, it's stupid to pass on it because it's more money. If you could hand somebody a 20 and they'd hand you back a $100 bill, everybody would do that. If it's something that is guaranteed money, I'll absolutely buy it. If it's something where I might have to wait on it to get a profit, where I might have to hold that item for a little while, if I don't have that money, I really can't justify it, because that's, if you don't have a house and you don't have a car, you can't do this. You have to make sure that you're okay first, and you have to make sure that you're meeting your financial obligations before you can keep buying. And frankly, if you don't have the money to buy an item, that means you haven't been selling. So you probably don't need to be buying more anyway.
That makes sense.
They're saying, I guess, some people are trying to get to the Storage Heroes site, and people are saying it's a dead link.
Let me say, hang on. Let me look at it right now.
Oh, storageheroes.blogspot.com?
Storage dash.
Oh, no, it's blog.
I might have to go. Oh my god. Okay, well, for now, I will put that back up tonight. For now, if you go to Facebook and like Storage Heroes with the space, STORAGE space HEROES on Facebook, you can like me and message me via there. I'll make sure that website's up ASAP, and I'll post a link. But all of our blog links are there, and our YouTube links are there. And when my book on how to have a garage sale is coming out in April. So the links to pre-order and to buy that will be there. You can also email me at storageheroes@gmail.com. But thank you guys for letting me know, because GoDaddy has called me 18 times this week to try to sell me more websites, and they can't even keep the ones I have up. So I'll have to talk to them.
And just so everybody knows, I didn't know she was writing a book on garage sales.
Really? Really? You didn't know that? It's called How to Have the Best Yard Sale Ever.
I think you might have mentioned it the last time, but I might have forgotten. But the reason I say that is because there are a lot of people that have been putting out books, so it's like, I didn't want everybody thinking that I purposely had you on to plug your book or anything. I'm giving you the time to do that, but I didn't even know about it, so.
Well, good. Well, thanks.
No, and I'll say this. I don't think there's anything wrong with somebody writing a book, writing an e-book. As long as it's quality content, there's nothing wrong with it. You got to stand behind what you write. That's all I got to say. If you write crap, especially in this community, they will let you know it. So it is what it is. So.
Well, you guys are great, and you've been great, and I mean, really, the whole reason I started writing the book is if you guys haven't checked out my blog, that for sure is up. It's storageheroes.blogspot.com. The blog has been kind of dead for the last year, admittedly, because I've been doing film and doing some other things. But before that, you'll find at least an entry every week. There's a really good one called Dollars and Cents, SENSE, of garage sales. And it's kind of a way for me to just go off on the people that you see all the time at garage sales, the same old people. I mean, there's the mother who expects you to watch her 7 kids while she shops, and there's the guy who brings right.
Sorry. Yeah, you were mentioning that last time. Now I'm remembering when you were going through all the different stuff.
Yeah.
That's why I'm laughing.
It's one of my most popular blogs, and it's so true, because it's, like you guys asked earlier about what to bring to a garage sale, and, there are people that bring the gold tester kits and stuff, but they're so stupid and they're so obnoxious. They'll sit there and they'll be like, with the loop and with the magnet and with the...
yeah.
And then they're like, can I have this for 5 cents? And you're like, come on now. Like, I know that that's, so why are you off that? Like, I just watched you for 20 minutes validate that it's real.
Yeah, exactly.
So first of all, I'd never sell real gold at a garage sale. Let's be totally 1,000% clear about that. It's not happening. But occasionally, sometimes I will let sterling go at a garage sale, depending on, you know, what silver, like right now silver's crap. I think it's like $13 or $15. So, you know, if it's an ounce of silver, maybe I'll let it go to garage sale for $5 or $6, whatever. But you know, so yeah, so that's a really good one, dollars and cents of garage sales. But there's a lot of posts on the site, some helpful, some just me venting. Sometimes I dress up like people from garage sales I'm making fun of because I can't take them anymore. So those are fun too. But I've had over 600 garage sales. I've had over 600 garage sales, so that has to make me an expert at something. God
That's
bless.
like-
You know, just,
Yeah.
just
You need to come here and run a garage sale.
Huh? What'd you
You
say,
need to
Golden
come here.
Finger?
Huh?
What'd you say?
You need to come here and run a garage sale for me.
I would love to. I would love that. So, you know, from 600 garage sales, either you're going to go clinically insane or you're going to learn a couple things. And so I'm excited to share that with other people. I mean, you know, in New
Like
Orleans,
the garage sale Hall of Fame.
oh, I don't. You don't know what I've been through.
The Vince Lombardi of garage sales.
The Vince Lombardi of garage sales. I love that. I've been through some shit to get that recognition, but you know, it's I could show you all pictures of sunburns that are the color of your hair right now. It would make you just squirm, like awful. But you know, I've broken bones at garage sales. I've, you know, gotten bruises. I've gotten bug bites. I've, you know, had people try to like kill me. Like things have happened. So you know, it's hard, but it's gotten me, you know, this incredible wealth of knowledge. You know, I know simple little facts, like for example, balloons will always increase your revenue by about $150. That's a simple tip. Not a lot of people would even think about that. If you have glitter on your sign, that increases your revenue. If you have a nice looking sign, that increases your revenue. You know, if you refuse to take change, that increases your revenue. So those are things that are very simple, very easy to do. Anyone can do. I'm not killing myself by telling people all across America how to have garage sales because you're not competing with me because I don't live in your town. You know, so I might as well just share. And yeah, if you want to fly me out to have your garage sale, absolutely, I'll come out for a little fee.
He just got a big new house, so he has plenty of room.
For him, I'll come out for free, but anybody else, you know, my $50 plus travel expenses.
Oh, damn.
Before you do go, so it's right about that time for you. Unless you, okay, I know you wanted to go, yeah, or
I have a
you have anything else you want to plug before you go?
Definitely the YouTube channel, which is Storage Heroes. Definitely the Facebook page. That's the quickest way to get in touch with me. I love questions. Please don't send me questions about how to recover your storage unit from 8 years ago that was sold on Christmas out from under you because you're a good person and they're wrong and blah, 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 because I'm so sick of those. Like, really, what do you expect me to do after 8 years? Really? Like, do you expect me to call every single person I know and be like, hey, do you remember 8 years ago, did you buy a unit? Do you still have that stuff in your... Yeah, no, it's not happening. But other than that, I appreciate any comments or feedback that people send me, even if it's negative, you know, whatever. Just let me know and reach out. And, you know, I love hearing from people and I love talking to people, helping people. I do buy gold remotely. I've found that my price on gold and silver here is so good that it is worth it to ship gold and silver to me. I do buy it and pay cash money for it. So, you know, definitely if that's something you guys are interested in. And the book is going to be probably $25 when it comes out. How to have the best yard sale ever. So yeah, definitely hit me up.
I've got a quick question for you.
Yeah.
Okay. A great yard sale or an estate sale, Saturday morning, you get up, it is pouring down rain. It is just nasty out. Are you the one that says, less competition, I don't care what the weather's like, I'm going? Or are you the one that's like, I am not getting out in this. My hair will get all frizzy and blah, 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 blah. So which one are you?
If I'm going to the garage sale, I'm getting out there. I'm putting my raincoat, my rain boots on, and getting the hell out there because I know there's not competition. Same, here's another tip. If your people are stupid enough to have their garage sale during your team's football, you go to that game. I mean, you go to that sale because nobody else is going to be there.
Yeah.
Like, the worst possible time to have a sale is like when
Especially
you're
in New Orleans. I mean,
especially you know
yeah.
like Texas, California. Like you know, if you know your team's the Raiders. Sorry, if your team's the Raiders and they're playing, you know, don't.
I don't like you anymore. My team's the Niners. Come on.
I'll tell you, it tells a lot about people who will.
But you know, if I'm no, so if I'm buying, I'll go out in whatever weather. If I'm selling, I'm not wasting my time and my money and taking a loss. And you know, a lot of times you have permits that you can only get 1 or 2 sales a year. I'm not wasting all that on a time. You know, if I'm paying people to work my sales, sometimes I am. Sometimes you know, I'm not wasting all that on a bad weather day. But I'm smart. I never, ever, ever have garage sales or estate sales that are not in a covered up driveway or a house. Like if it's an estate, you can actually have it in the house, which is the best thing to do because you don't have to move anything in and out, or in a covered warehouse or in a commercial, you know, store or whatever. So I never have garage sales in the open weather. I try not to. But yeah, I'll go out there if it's I'll get
pretty much talking to the buyer. I mean, that says a lot about somebody who, when weather dictates their actions, I don't know, it's not too super serious. I mean, the serious people, we get out there, it doesn't matter what it is, and Ronnie Hart will get out there in a blizzard to get to his, you know, his shops and stuff like that. So,
Heck yeah, what they have, like 30 feet of snow in Cape Cod, and he was out there.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Hey, I'll tell you what.
That's my kind of people. And that's kind of how I feel about it too. I kind of like, you know, people always complain when storage units, you know, for those of us that are auction hunters too, people always complain about when facilities charge a fee to go to the auction. I much prefer that because to me, that's knocking out the people that aren't legit. That's knocking out the locals, that's knocking out the tourists, that's knocking out all those people like that, you know, the real deal people are going to be there. And I was actually just telling somebody today, you know, that asked me, what do I like to buy? I love to buy at facilities that are not climate controlled in the middle of the ghetto. You know, you have to climb 3 staircases with no elevator to get to the you know, the unit that's going up, and it's 200 degrees inside because only the actual dedicated, tried and true are going to be the ones bidding. So.
Oh. Well, end it with that because, well, let's end this section because you have to get going. And if there's any more questions that Sean, Chad, or I can answer for about a half hour, we'll do so.
Cool. When did you say your book might be coming out or is coming out?
Hopefully it'll drop in April.
April, okay.
I actually prefer if people are interested in it, if you guys will email me at storageheroes@gmail.com, because if I kind of get a feel for who is interested in it, that'll kind of help me push it out faster. And I will say if you email me, I'll try to send autographed copies to them, or I'll try to, you know, maybe pick somebody to win a free book or something like that from those people. So yeah, if people are interested for sure, send me, you know, a shout out saying that it's something you'd be interested in, and I'll try to get you a discount or a free book or something like that.
Well, we'll definitely get
review on it.
If anybody gets a hold of us. I'm sure there's going to be a few of us from the group wanting to get your book. I'm already interested in it.
So,
I'll send you guys one for free. Just remind me.
Cool. Awesome.
Hey.
Thank you.
Anything else in the comments, John?
You know what? I totally haven't even paid attention.
I know, like a Chad.
No, I don't see. They're busting my balls over there, and I'm getting ready to go wring somebody's neck.
Wow.
Katie, I was just joking about Katie being everybody's biggest fan, so shove it, buddy.
I'm a Katie
gosh.
fan already. I'm totally a Katie fan. So.
Oh, we love Katie.
Mm-hmm.
We love Katie.
Oh, well, I do see we have a question from Tinkus Rose. If you're willing to answer it, Katie. Yeah, Katie, why?
What?
Where's Chris been?
How many of your items do you sell on eBay?
It depends on what it is. If it's furniture, that's Craigslist. If it depends on what it is. If it's books, I'm all about eBay. Sometimes I'll do Amazon. If it's something really rare, I'll put it on eBay. So by really rare, I mean, I'm trying to think of a good example. A good example, actually, I was telling somebody this the other day. I have Morgan silver dollars, okay? A Morgan silver dollar, unless it's minted in Carson City, is really worth an ounce of silver, give or take, right?
Much,
So
yeah.
let's just say silver's 20. It's not. It's like 16 right now, but I haven't looked at it today. But Friday, I think it was like 16. Let's just say silver's $20 an ounce, okay? If I have my Morgan silver dollar, which is an ounce, give or take a little bit, and it's a little bit under, and it's not, it's not 100% silver, obviously, it's like 90%, whatever. If I know that that Morgan's going to be worth about $18, if I take it to my silver guy and I have him melt it, I'm probably going to get 16 because he's got to make a profit too. If I take it to my coin guy and he's going to sell it as a coin, I might get 18 for it because he's not going to pay me more than what it's worth, but he might find someone who actually really likes it as a collector. If I put it on eBay, two things are going to happen. I'm going to get people who really, 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 really want that item. They've been looking for that particular year because it's either they got married or it's either they have a child and it's just sentimental value. Or I'm going to get people that are really stupid and they don't know what it's worth and they think that they're buying something that's worth $100 for more, than what I'm selling it for. So I've sold Morgan silver dollars that were worth $18 on eBay for $35. Not a huge significant difference more, but it is more. When you factor in your shipping, most of us don't charge quite, if it's $2.85 to ship it, we charge $5. So you're making a little tiny bit on shipping for your time and effort. So sometimes eBay is, a good way to go. But it has to be something people can search. My general rule is if it's a label that people search, or it's something that you can put very quickly, it's a, 1897, this kind of coin. People can search for that. There's a keyword associated with it. Awesome. If it's a blue sweatshirt, you're wasting your time. You know what I mean? If it's something you could buy at Dillard's, you're wasting your time. If it's something that you can get at Walmart, you're really wasting your time. It's got to be something that you can get anywhere, that you know has a value to you, that isn't going to break when you try to ship it, that your buyer is not going to win some kind of suit against you for the item breaking or being damaged or being broken, and something that you might be looking for. And that's when I will sell it.
Okay. Any other questions in the comments, or are they still getting off topic here?
I haven't seen any yet.
Oh.
Yeah, it's child's play.
Well, unless Sean or Chad have any questions for you.
You still look like Debbie Gibson to me since the last time I saw you.
I've actually colored my hair 5 times in the last 3 weeks. I'm terrified it's going to fall out. Like when you'll see me doing that. I'm not trying
Nobody else has told you that?
I'm trying
to hold it in there.
Not falling out. Like it's still there. Yeah, if you go look at my personal Facebook page, or even I'll go upload some pictures to Storage Heroes. Like because of standing in, I've had to dye my hair from dark blonde to ombre, which I know y'all don't know what it means, but maybe you do because you're pickers, to ombre, to medium blonde, to honey blonde, back to medium blonde, back to dark blonde, back to medium blonde, back to honey blonde, to platinum blonde, back to honey blonde. This is in the last 2 months. So my hair is about to just come out. But thank you. I haven't gotten any more Debbie Gibson, but who I've been getting a lot of lately is Suzanne Summers. I've been getting a lot.
I can see that.
So, that's cool.
Comes the Thigh Master commercial.
That we. Yeah. Yes.
Awesome.
Okay, well, let's see. I guess Swamp Tricker says bye, so I guess he thinks you're ready to leave. It was thought we were leaving at the hour.
Yeah, I hate to go, but I should go eventually. But yeah, no, it's always so much fun being here, and I was so happy when you told me that Debbie Gibson thing made my whole day. So that alone is worth an extra special goodbye for the Golden Finger Picker for sure.
I didn't know you wanted to trade.
Are you serious?
What?
I'm talking to Debbie Gibson.
That's classic. That's his house for sure.
Oh you do need to come for a visit. It's like this is a wild, crazy place.
Oh man, yeah.
But we love
It's awesome. We should hang out. We could go shop. I'll set up your garage sale, and then me and your wife
There you
can go shopping. Oh, your puppy! Oh my god. We could
Yeah.
go shopping and spend all of your money. I'm sure she'd agree with that. Yes. We'll spend all your money, and then we'll come back, and I'll help you evaluate your garage sale. Your
There
property.
you go.
And he's in Florida, so he's not that far off. So
Yeah.
Florida.
We actually have a guest room. We invite people all the time. We have people come down. Yeah, we've had several people come and visit us, so we love it. We can't wait for the summer. We'll get the pool opened up, and we're excited.
I'm so there. So there.
Right on.
I have a hot tub too.
Yeah,
So there.
Well, I
I'm
see
going to dive
Ronnie,
from the hot tub into the pool.
Oh, I see another question from Tinkerbell asking how long have you been selling on eBay?
You know, I have several eBay. I have to be careful what I say because eBay has banned several of my accounts on eBay, and those of you who know what I'm talking about know how shitty it is when eBay decides they want to ban one of your accounts. It's like a nightmare trying to get it back up. I have like 5, and I want to say my first one was like 97 or 99-ish. To put it into perspective, this is what I tell people because this will blow your mind. When I first was on eBay, they didn't have limits. You didn't have a PayPal limit. You didn't have a transaction limit. You didn't have how many you could list limit. You didn't have
You
how.
didn't have PayPal back then.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. Like it's crazy. Like it's oh my god. Like so now it's like it blows my mind. Like I'm well established with eBay. They know who I am. They know I have businesses. They know how successful that I have been with some of my stuff. I've made eBay just in fees and stuff alone probably $50,000 over the last 10 years, and that is no exaggeration. So they're idiots when they tell me, okay, Miss Fox, we see your new account, and we're going to let you, because you've been with us for a long time, we're going to give you 200 items a month. I'm like, I do 200 items a day. Like, you're going to have to do a little bit better than that. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And, like, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but a lot of times they'll put a limit on a certain category. So it's like you have 200 limits a month that you can sell, but you only have, 20 books that you can do at a time. Well, hello, if I'm a bookseller and that's all I do is books, I need 200 books. I don't need, that's what I'm doing. I'm selling. I have a business and I advertise with you that I'm a book business or that I'm a coin business. And I'm 20 books a month. That's ridiculous. So that's kind of a thing. But no, I've been on eBay since there were 0 limits on eBay. Yeah. I'm not really sure what else has changed since then because it's been a really long time. But I know some things like I don't even think I had like a rating number next to my name when I first joined. I don't know. But I have like little graphics next to my name that make sure that like I'm a 10-year, 15, 20, whatever it is that I've been on. It's been quite a while. Oh, by the way, this is an amazing tip that I give you guys regarding eBay. If you don't have a PayPal credit card, you need one. And when I say credit card, I don't mean the card where you can buy anything in eBay and pay for it. That's bad. You don't want that one. I mean the one where you can, it's like an ATM debit card from PayPal. So what most of you know is like if you sell something on eBay, you have to wait for your funds, the person to pay. Sometimes they put a hold on the money depending on how much it is. Then it goes in your PayPal account. And then if you transfer it into your bank account, you have to wait like another 3 to 7 days for it to get to your bank depending on who your bank is and how much assholes they are. If you have that card, the second that money hits your PayPal account, you can use that card at Starbucks as a credit card or debit card, or more importantly, you can go to the ATM and pull out that money right then and there. So, if you're at a garage sale and you see that item you really need, but you don't have the cash on you, but you know you have $200 in your PayPal account, you can go to that ATM and pull that money out right then and there. And so it's saved my ass more than the number of occasions having that card. So I highly, highly recommend it.
Yeah.
Love my PayPal card.
Mm-hmm. It's amazing.
So does my
Plus you
wife.
get that
So does
1%
my
off
kids.
for back.
So does your wife. And that's that's another thing too. If you're like me and you have multiple eBay accounts and you have multiple PayPal accounts, it's not fraud or anything. I mean, they know you can transfer the money in between PayPal accounts. So you really only need the one card. if you're, whatever account is the one that has the PayPal card, you just send yourself money from one account to the other as a friend and family gift. You don't have to pay the fees on it back and forth. And you can just kind of put it all into the account that has, and that's a good way to kind of look at it too. Like, my account that I'm listing on currently has all the money in it. Oh, I heard somebody's eBay go off. I know that noise. A beautiful thing.
I have
The
to bid
cha-ching
on
is my
something.
favorite. Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. Brother. Okay, this is a question for you guys. Is it annoying or beautiful? I think it's beautiful that every person I've ever slept with thinks it's annoying. When you accidentally set all of your auctions to finish at like 2 o'clock in the morning, and all of a sudden it's cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. You know, right? You're like, what is happening? Yeah, I think it's beautiful because I'm making money, but it kind of sucks when they all end at that time. What do you think? Annoying or good?
Awesome.
Well, good for you. I think it'd be good for you because of your different scheduling. You never know when you're going to be on set or sleeping in. So 2 o'clock in the morning, you might be just waking up before you have to go on set. Whereas somebody else might be trying to go to bed at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's it's also bad. You should never let your auctions end at 2 a.m. because people aren't going to really bid war on something at 2 a.m. I try to set them for like 10 p.m. Central-ish, give or take, because that's like a real popular buying closeout
I
time.
am the worst auction person.
Yes.
At listing them?
I have a bad reputation with my auctions.
For what? Like how?
Oh my gosh.
You know
I've
what we
literally
do?
given away stuff. Just, I don't know. People just don't like my auctions. I've given away $300 Murano.
My former business partner didn't quite understand the concept of like, I've told him a million times, if you have a DVD or a book, depending on, like books you media mail, thank God, will save you because a book with a media mail is still going to be like 225, 250, 290, something like that. It's like 293 now is like the new media mail rate. DVDs and CDs that are 4 ounces are usually like 230 something, 240 something now, I think, on eBay, on US Postal Service. I had this business partner that would list books for 99 cents with free shipping. I'm like, what is wrong with you?
Oh.
Like, what
Yeah.
do you do? Like, oh, well, it's gonna get people in and they're gonna bid more. I'm like, but if they don't, you're paying $2.94
Yeah.
to ship somebody something that they just got for free. You're an idiot. So,
You're paying them to ship your item to them.
and you do all the work, right?
I wouldn't
Yeah.
it wasn't even an auction.
Yeah. It was like, hey, I'm going to give you something for free. I'm going to go buy it for you. I'm going to pack it up real nice for you. I'm going to send it to you. And you don't have to do anything. And you don't have to pay me. Not a good deal?
Yeah.
But yeah, so you
man.
can't be any worse than him, no matter how bad your auctions are. But definitely, I love to try to end them like, it's for everybody. It's different. I think Tuesdays and Thursdays for me are the days where if it ends on those days, I do much better. And I always do better either the times when people are at work or I know they're going to be screwing around at work. Like 4 p.m. is like a great time because everyone's at work, but they can't leave, but they're like just kind of screwing around on the computer. Like
Yeah. The last hour or so. Yeah.
So like if I can
Guilty. My last job.
So if I can time something like Tuesday or Thursday to end like at 4 o'clock or like 8, 9, 10 at night, I'm golden. So I really try to shoot for those times. But that also usually means that you have to be listing at that time. If you're doing like a 7-day auction, you have to be listing at that time, or you could schedule it really. But I always try to push them forward at that time because it's really good for me.
Oh, I don't see anything else. I noticed in our private chat, Chad has sent something to you, Rebecca. So I don't know if you want to look over in our private chat.
Let me bounce back over here. That's fine.
And let's see, you're getting a lot of people saying it's annoying, but then some people are saying it's annoyingly good about your kaching.
About my what?
Put a kaching at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I mean it's money, so it's good, but it is kind of annoying. And depending on if I'm dating someone at the time, they tend to find it kind of annoying. Depending on what, I have a really bad habit of making my boyfriend my business partner too. That's happened like, I don't know, at least once, twice, I don't know. So, it's not great. They're happy because they're making money, but most people aren't. So, yeah.
Well, since you actually stayed extra, I'm gonna end this in about 8 minutes. So if anybody wants to ask any last minute questions about the topic, please do. And there's a certain question I'm not asking because it's a personal question and she doesn't need to answer it on air.
I can answer it. It's question mark. That's the answer is question mark. So that's the best I can do for right now.
And she looks back.
Look, because I have it on a different window. Does that answer you guys' question?
Well, like I said, I didn't want to ask it anyway, so I thought it was too personal of a question. So.
In between business partners. There you go.
Does that answer my question?
You're in between business partners.
And I actually do have some females that are working with me right now, and I do have some males that are working. I have a bunch of people that are working with me already, so I do have quite a few people working for me, with me, whatever. But I'm always willing to take on more business partners. That sounds bad, but you know what I'm saying. Yeah. There was another question there. I felt like I was supposed to be answering. Oh, it's the auction buy it now question.
And I noticed that Mr. Baumberger is late again when we're getting near the end of the show.
No, that's actually a really, 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 really good question. It depends on. You really have to know what you're selling. You really have to know how many people are willing to buy that. If you know that you have something that one person is going to want to pay a lot of money for, I'll do that as a buy it now. An example, I have this ring that sells online for $1,200, really popular ring manufacturer. I put it up for $1,200 or best offer. Somebody bought it for $780. I didn't even have to counter offer. They just bought it for $790 whatever dollars. So in that case, I always put best buy it now or best offer. If it's something where I know people are going to pay more with it, it doesn't do me well to do a best offer or buy it now. I want, if I do have that DVD that's worth $300, I want to put that shit up there for $199 and let those suckers, bid each other out. I've had exercise DVDs go for like $100. People got in bidding wars over them. So if it's something like a DVD or CD where you're not really sure what it's going to go for, maybe $2, maybe $5, I always do those auctions because I've had them go for $50. So, to answer those?
Let's see.
I wish I had a sniping app that worked. Every time I've ever downloaded one or something and I've used it, for some reason, I don't know if it's the time zone or whatever, but every time I've ever tried to use a sniping app or program, I always lose. And the amount of money that I would have bid would have won the auction, but for some reason it doesn't get it in, so now I have to actually sit here on an auction that I'm wanting to win really bad with my amount input, and I'm waiting to hit review. Okay, I hit review and place bid. So I have, and do you guys have any good sniping? I used to use Auction Sniper or whatever it was, but now anymore, all the ones I've tried to use, it just doesn't sync up the time-wise, like down to the second, and I haven't had any luck.
Programs, I'll answer this one to go. Am I muted? Hang on. Me? try to put in, just like I try to win an auction, I try to put in a really high bid and hope that that defeats people. You know, if it's $2 or let's just say it's $10, I won't just bid 12. I'll bid 25 because I know if I bid 12, the person behind me is going to bid 11 and then 12 and then pass me up, so they know what my bid is. If I bid 25 and they're bidding 11, no, 12, no, 13, no, 14, no, 20, no, you know, and I've bid 24 or 25, they don't know what I've bid. They just think it's
Yeah,
fruitless at that point.
This stuff
and-
I'm bidding on is only at $40, and it should be up in like 200 and something, and it's only at 40 right now, and I'm hoping to get it a lot cheaper. So I
But
know if
you-
I put one
if
in,
you-
there's somebody that's going to fight me.
But here's the thing: if you put in an $85 bid, you're not necessarily going to have to pay the $85.
Yeah, I
But
know.
it's going to
But
discourage
all
you.
right, will, because somebody on here is doing these bids, and they know what it is. So they think that they have it at 40, you know. So I'm hoping he didn't put in a $200 bid. And and you want to know what's messed up about it? It's one of my buddies that's running the auction, and he wouldn't take it down for me because
no.
I wanted it. And
I
what
wouldn't
makes
either.
it even worse is I sold the stuff to him in the first place, and now I want it back.
Oh man.
You should.
I got a bunch of old Castle. Check these out. 1981, the old Castle Grayskull. And this is some money. Well, I sold some old action figures, and now I want them back because I'll get a lot more money if I have the original action figures that go with it.
Yeah, absolutely. So, thank you guys
Alright.
for having me. I gotta go.
Thank you for
thanks
joining.
so much.
For
Yeah,
hanging
thank
out.
you.
Yeah.
I was just going to close it down anyway, so I was going to say have a good night too. So I'll let you finish
Thank
out.
you so
And
much. All right, I'll talk to you guys soon.
All right. Thanks for coming.
Bye.
thanks for coming.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. 3
All
minutes.
right, well, Johnny, would you say your goodbyes before we
Yeah.
I shut down?
Goodbye. Goodbye. That's all I got. Y'all
Okay.
know where to find me, what I do, and who I am. So
I hope I served you well tonight, Chris.
You did.
Oh, master. The master walking picker and bearded picker. Oh, master.
So you all know where to find Chad. So he doesn't have to say his goodbyes. He's worried about his bidding.
Bye. My clock's still running, by the way.
awesome. Running correctly and everything.
Yeah, it seems to be. It seems to be going. Oh, say hi to the Florida Picking Queen.
Hi. I said hi earlier, but she was running out.
Oh, hello.
And I want to thank everybody for coming. We are going to have M. Dino Dump, who you saw in the comments, next week, talking about shipping from his experiences. So I will talk to you all later. You know where to find me if you have any topic, questions, or things you'd like to have us do on the show. I look forward to it. Thanks again.
Thanks, guys.
See ya.